The general debate of the 75th United Nations General Assembly entered its second day on Wednesday. 3 Taiwan allies, Palau, the Marshall Islands and Paraguay, advocated for Taiwan's inclusion in the UN. In a pre-recorded message, Palau's president spent a record 2 minutes and 40 seconds calling on other UN members to support Taiwan.
Wednesday was day 2 of the 75th session of the UN General Assembly. 4 Taiwan allies were scheduled to speak: Palau, the Marshall Islands, Honduras and Paraguay.
On the basis of the principle of universality which characterizes this organization, we support Taiwan's request to be included in the UN system.
Palau, the Marshall Islands and Paraguay called for allowing Taiwan to take part in UN activities.
Mr. President, the world cannot simply ignore Taiwan, as I can assure it in fact exists. And we must have open minds to ensure the 23 million people of Taiwan are not left behind, nor their humanitarian contributions taken for granted. Taiwan should be allowed to participate in an equal and dignified manner.
The president of Palau, who's nearing the end of his second and final term in the office, dedicated 2 minutes and 40 seconds of his 24-minute speech to Taiwan. It's the longest any ally has spoken on behalf of Taiwan in recent years.
Since my first address to the General Assembly as president in 2001, I have reiterated Palau's call for Taiwan to be allowed to participate in international organizations. We regret that this was denied again at this year's World Health Assembly.
The Palauan president said the world should have united to fight the COVID pandemic, but failed to do so.
Taiwan, a public health leader that has implemented one of the world's most effective pandemic responses, was left out of the global response to this pandemic, and that made the world less safe.
He said Taiwan had generously shared its experience and expertise with Palau, providing critical support for establishing an island testing capacity and PPE procurement. He also pointed out that Taiwan's COVID measures had made it one of the only places on Earth safe enough for quarantine-free travel with COVID-free nations like Palau.
We are currently working together to create the world's first safe bubble economy.
The Palau president said Taiwan can make meaningful contributions to many international organizations. He urged others in the assembly to recognize that Taiwan can help in responding to many shared challenges. Meanwhile, the Honduras president did not mention Taiwan at all in his pre-recorded message. This marks the 5th year in a row that the country has not voiced support for Taiwan at the general debate of the General Assembly.
Before the General Assembly convened, they sent a letter to UN Secretary-General Guterres in support of Taiwan's participation in UN bodies. Taiwan's friendship with Honduras remains solid.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs stressed that Taiwan-Honduran ties were strong, but past reports have indicated Honduras could be next to jump ship. This year, its voice was absent yet again in the general debate, adding more fodder for speculation.